me. How are we all today? Excuse me, apparently I have a frog in my throat. What is that? I've got a note to myself and I really don't know what it means, so let's throw it away, otherwise it might confuse me. So, oh God, I keep getting a pop-up on my screen and I don't want it. Anyway, so, what's the weather like today? Kind of dull, really. Hello, Judith. Yeah, it's kind of, there is some blue sky out there, but it's mostly covered with clouds, but it's dry, so that's good. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Liz Yuille, and I am from Old Stables Crafts. I'm based in South Oxfordshire, in a very small village, and loving life. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, obviously based in the UK, and working across the UK, France, Germany, Austria, and the Netherlands. I go live twice a week, 11 o'clock on a Tuesday and 3 o'clock on a Thursday. That's obviously UK time. So, what are we doing this week? We are looking at Waves of the Ocean, because very shortly I will be launching, hi Nora, excuse me, I will be launching a class for Waves of the Ocean so that we can get the Waves of the Ocean collection before it goes, because it goes at the beginning of May. The stamp set and dies will stay. They're going into the new annual catalogue, and yes, I have my copy of the annual catalogue. So I'm slightly excited about that. It is gorgeous. If you let's rewind. If you are an existing customer of mine, I will be dropping you an email just to let you know about getting hold of the catalogue. I do send those out free to existing customers. And then I'll be following up with an email to my newsletter list, because I have quite a few catalogues coming and they're supposed to arrive today. Hi Lorna, hello Carol. So yes, should be arriving today. I got my pre-order arriving today, which I expedited. It was very naughty, but I wanted to see it sooner rather than later. Hello Rachel, haven't seen you for a while. So yes, I will be doing an unboxing. Probably that will go live tomorrow. But who knows? Who knows? Got to make sure that it actually arrives first. Just because it says it's going to arrive doesn't necessarily mean it does. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I have 2 very large boxes arriving. So, yes. Your catalogue arrived yesterday, did it, Carol? I have to say this is my second catalogue, because my bulk mail one arrived on, I want to say Saturday. Might have been Friday, but it was, yeah, I think it was Friday. This one arrived for my on-tour stuff. On-tour, for those of you who are not demonstrators, is an event for demonstrators. It's just a short event. It was run virtually this year, obviously, again, where we saw lots of new product. We had some information about how things are going with Stamping Up, which is always great to hear. So yes, and as part of doing on tour, we got a free stamp set, and this is mine, which I will show you in a minute. So without further ado, things to remember: if you enjoy what you're seeing, do give me a thumbs up. If you want to share the video with your friends, that would be amazing. And if you've got any questions and you're watching live, drop those into the chat, and if you're watching on replay, just pop those in the comments below the description bar and I will get back to you. Hello Lorraine from Melbourne in Australia. First time live, yay! Welcome. So I'm just going to flip the camera down, and I apologise for the bright reflection. Not much I can do about that. Otherwise, you won't see anything, but it will disappear as soon as I move this. So what have we got? So Rachel says Lorraine's in for a treat. Thank you, Rachel. Lorna has already done the like. Hello, Claire. So Claire's on. So this is the stamp set that I got. I've definitely got a frog in my throat. that I got as my attendee gift for going to On Tour. I have to remember what it's called. It's always On something. Actually, I say that. No, it's either On something or Stage something. This is the new Angel stamp set. There were 4 stamp sets that were sent out at random to people who attended On Tour, and I got this one, which I love because you can actually get rid of the... I mean, it's really helpful having the copyright mark. Morning, Karen. Because obviously if you're selling your cards, then you need to put the copyright stamp on, or the copyright logo on, but you can actually mask that off. And I will be using masking paper today. Masking paper is going to be in the new gorgeous annual catalogue. My masking paper isn't from the annual catalogue because it's only just being launched and wasn't part of pre-order, I think, because we can only order a certain number of things. I can't remember, but masking paper is good. So a paper hug from me, lovely. One of a kind. You could get rid of the A and the creation. Made with love, obviously, just for you. Hand stamped, why not? Limited edition could go on lots of things as well. So I think this is going to be more useful than people might think. So that's that. This is the lovely annual catalogue, and it's beautiful, and that's all I can show you from it. I can show you the back, I think, which has got lots of lovely flowers in amongst stamped flowers. But other than that, it will be available to purchase from the 3rd of May. So just under a month to go, and is gorgeous. I will be sharing some projects from this when we get a bit nearer. And I'm going to be holding, for those of you who are local, because this will, not local, but are in the UK, because this will come with a charge. I'm going to be holding a Crafternoon Tea launch party. Those of you who attended On Stage will have seen this idea, and I'm going to jump on board. So, Waves of Inspiration and Waves dies, plus the most gorgeous paper, which is beautifully abstract, so great for everything. Interesting colours. I will go through those in a moment, but it's not all blues. But look, it's that paint pouring effect, and if I say effect, these are taken from some actual paint pouring, but they are gorgeous. The B side is just as nice as the A side. It's just a little more muted or a little less colourful, depending on how you look at it. Look at that. I mean, scrapbook pages for holidays. Beach holidays. You missed your onstage event last night, wasn't well. Oh no, I'm sorry about that, Rachel. Yeah, On Tour. I'm sorry you weren't feeling well. I hope you're feeling better today. So yes, beach holidays, be great for that. But you can only order it while stocks last, or before the 3rd of May. So the 2nd of May will be the last day to order. And also these we've got. Need to check the colours. I know it's Coastal Cabana Night of Navy, and a kind of satin silver. Hello, Jan. You're back home. I hope you enjoyed your trip to Scotland. I'm sure you did, and I hope you got your boxes back all right, and you're enjoying the class. And there's also the gems that go with it, which are in Night of Navy Coast. Lots of blues. I think it's Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Balmy Blue, Pool Party, Coastal Cabana, and Bermuda Bay, but don't quote me on that. So the dies are gorgeous. There are 2 that I've kept out because I want to show you a technique. So we have 2 wave dies, some seagulls, some wave tops, more wave tops. They may be clouds, don't know. A couple of labels, and then this, which die cuts the pelican. we've got Our Friendship is a Thing of Beauty, you are totally awesome, happy birthday, your strength is an inspiration, and this gorgeous wave stamp. It is stunning. I have shared projects with the stamp before. I think they were my thank you cards a couple of months ago, and I did multicolour stamping with them using a sponge dauber. So I have, excuse me, I have already done some prep. I know, weird or what. And the first card I'm going to show you is inspired by Lou Kitzman. I think that's her surname. Anyway, it was on Instagram. And she made this card using the Bark 3D embossing folder. Can't remember if that is carrying over. Let me just check, because I can't remember. Oh, no, that's the stamp index. Don't want the stamp index. I want embossing folders 1, 7, 6. No, it's not. So if you want the Bark embossing folder, assuming it's still available, you need to get it. So I've run just a piece of white through. Hello, Jenny. Oh no, yeah, it's not. I'm very sad because I like the Bark. Anyway, so this is just white, strip of the paper, and I'm going to do this on a white card base, and it's going to be a 10th fold, so top folding card, and it's going to be really simple because I'm in a simple sort of stamping mood. I need some white card, so let me grab that piece of white card. Then I'm going to grab my pelican and a block, and let's see, I might be rash and go 2 colours, which is a worry really. Let's see. Oh, I was going to tell you what colours were in the paper, wasn't I? So let me do that while I'm kicking the foil paper around the floor. So we've got Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Night of Navy, Pacific Point and Petal Pink. So no browns and no greys. So that's actually quite useful. It means I can do whatever I want. So I'm going to use Crumb Cake and Grey Granite. And I'm going to colour with my Stampin' Write markers, so that we get a bit of two-tone. So always use the side of the brush end. Don't go in with the tip or you're going to break the tip. And just make sure you've got a reasonable covering on that. It won't be as crisp a stamped image as using the ink pads, but it's still a very good image, particularly on red rubber. So let's So Jan is home. She had a magnificent time in Scotland. She was visiting her son. Haven't got to actually, lot of catching up to do since you got back, so you haven't actually started the class yet. That's fine. It's all going to be there when you want it. And there we have our stamped image. And if I grab a pair of snips and my mini cut and emboss, we can run that through the die cutter with the little die, and then make the card, because this is quite a quick card to make. I do need to stamp the sentiment, but I have already die cut the label, so I'm going to be doing the can I get this to stamp straight? We're just going to have to hope that I can. So Actually, I'm going to put it through the other way. Let's see, that's better. So I don't like a flat edge going straight into my cut and emboss. So I always try, if there's anything flat, to put it in at a slight angle. Not that this has a flat front edge now, because I've got the pelican at the top, but just so you know. UPS delivery with your on-tour gift. Yay! As I say, I was really thrilled with my on-tour gift. Perfect. Because I do... Oh, that wasn't the best die cutting in the world. It was a bit that way, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. So, let's pop this out of the way and make the card. So the first thing I'm going to do is slice this. And I'm going to use, because I have it, my chopper. And throw something on the floor. Oh. It's because I've tidied everything up, so I don't know where anything is now, which is never a good idea with me. Right, so this is a standard card layer for me, and I just want, actually I'm just going to do random slices. I want some random slices. I could probably get 2 cards out of this, because I just want the random slices. And white base. So I'm going to, there'll be a little margin around the outside. So this is going to go underneath. So what I'm going to do is add some liquid adhesive, a blob apparently, of liquid adhesive across one end. Oh, thank you, Karen. Right, so I'm going to line this up on my wonderful grid paper. Have I ever said before how much I love our grid paper? I know, every time. But it's something worth saying, because it means you have some remote chance, particularly if you're me, of getting things lined up. Now, I could have actually had that sitting off the edge, which then means I could have trimmed it. But hey, so that's going to go there, so that's going to go there. So I will come back and do that properly, but it means I need a reasonably wide bit of paper at the bottom. Now I could of course have measured and done maths. That's moved. Let's just twist that off. There was glue showing. It may not have moved, it may have just been me being useless. But let's try that again. This time without glue showing. Would be novel. There we go. And then this piece, it's going to be a bit shorter than I really wanted, but it's fine. So let's just get that lined up. So I should really have measured, but you know, when did I ever measure anything? Measuring is just, you know, boring. By eye is so much better. Well, it's not, obviously, but there we go. A little bit of glue there, but that rubs off, so that's fine. And then I'm just going to cut across the back. Let me just grab that as a straight edge. Something's just fallen over under my desk. There's been one of those, you know, sinking moments where you can hear something is falling. I think it's probably the paper. There we go. So that is going to be our front. Then I had a sentiment, there we are. I'm going to pop a sentiment over here with, I think I'm going to go for You're So Totally Awesome. And got the same stamp set as me. Yes! And it's the one you would have chosen. Perfect, Rachel. Yo-ho! Right, I am going to go Pacific Point because I hardly ever use it. So it's a good reason to use it. Wish me luck. I'm never great at... right, so it's slightly down from the label. So if I go slightly up from the label... Wish me luck. I normally die cut after I've stamped. Ah, it's almost straight. It's almost straight. It's fine. Right, I'm going to use the, is this called frayed edge? Frayed ribbon in white. We don't have any ribbon in any of the colours that are in this paper other than narrow ribbon. And I wanted a wide ribbon. Now I could of course have coloured this, but I didn't really want to because I was feeling lazy. So I'm going to have it going across there. I want my non-sticky snips. Those are my sticky snips. So I'm just going to chop that. I like a nice wide ribbon. So that's going to go roughly there. Yep. And we need to turn over onto the back, and I'm going to use Seal Plus for my adhesive of choice for ribbon. Bring in a silicone mat that says no glue, keep clean, but hey, when did I ever do what I tell myself to do? So that's going to go there. And again, I'm just going to go kind of by eye with the ribbon like that. And then stick this to my card front. I'm actually going to use dimensionals because this is quite a fat ribbon. So I'm going to use dimensionals just so that it doesn't look too bobbly. And I'm going to be reasonably generous because this obviously is paper. The surrounding area is card, but I do want to not have. Let's stick that frayed end down with a bit of dimensional. That'll do. That will do. Bring in my little pot. Hello, Jan. Karen traded her on tour with someone, her on tour or some, who wanted mine and you wanted hers. We were together for on tour, but that's good. Hello, Sherry from Ontario. Thank you, Jan. Unfortunately, I'm at work now, so I have to go. We'll catch up on the replay. Have a good day. And you, try not to work too hard. I would imagine jet lag is probably kicking in because I know you only went back back end of last month. So, right. So that's going there. Then this, I'm going to make it an expensive card, particularly now that postage has gone up in the UK. And I'm going to pop this on dimensionals as well. But yes, postage went up. Was it yesterday? Day before? Can't remember. Recently. Which is never fun. But hey. So let's pop that just there. And then some of our lovely gems. Might take your pick. I'm going to do a kind of selection, I think. That's right, take the end off the pointy end when I want to use the sticky end. Clearly I should have stayed in bed for a little longer this morning. So one there. Do make sure you give it a good press if you're using an embossing folder, because you do want to make sure that it does stick properly. So I'm going to do, to say, a little selection. So I've got some around my pelican, and then I'm going to have some over here as well. And it's already an expensive card, so it doesn't matter. Let's go Coastal Cabana medium size down there. And that's 2 lots of 3. So my brain is perfectly happy that that's not an odd number. So that is that. One quick card. Thank you, Lou Kitzman. Sure, that's how you say her name. Anyway, right, card number 2. And this time we are going to embrace the waves. Coastal Cabana background. I will bring in some white. And I was right. It was the paper that fell over. I'm going to chop into a piece of paper. Oh, exciting. It's always exciting when you chop into a piece of paper. Right, I like to cut my paper when I've got the whole piece into a 4-inch strip, because from there you can do most things. Certainly for A4 card. So I'm then going to go to, actually I don't know, so I will use the white card, but I'll keep it there just in case. I'm going to use this as my background, so 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and as ever those measurements will be over on my website when I post this video, or rather I post the information about this video on my website. So we're going to have that there, and I have already die cut some of these wave dies, and I'm going to use the Coastal Cabana one because that then brings in the same colour. And I've cheated. I have used our adhesive sheets on the back because, trust me, you don't want to watch me trying to glue this down live. That is where you need fast forward. So let's get rid of that. And I'm actually going to bring in my trimmer because I want to make sure that I line my wave up. So for those of you who are missing Top Tip Tuesday, because I had other things that I had to do yesterday, and I'm behind, if you put your piece of paper in your trimmer right up against the board here and here, you can then line up your die, or die cut I should say, against that edge too, and it will be straight. I know, it's almost like it's magic. So it's beautifully straight, and if I show you the back, there are no bits hanging over. How's that for a top tip? So just push from the back to make sure that that's beautiful as well, to make sure everything is happy. And fold my card. So that's going to go on there like that. Ooh, actually I might do a white border. So I'm just going to trim my paper down a wee bit. So I'm going to go 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. So I've then got a little white border between the Coastal Cabana and the paper. Like that. Yes, I prefer that. And then here's another tip for you. Let me grab them. So I've die cut some of the clouds, which are the dies that I had taken out. So there's these beautiful little dies. Thank you, Lorna. Sorry, my studio is cold. By cold, I mean 12 degrees. So my nose is running. Right, I need a scrap piece of paper because we're going to do some blending. You can see that there are little gaps in the cloud, and they actually, when you run your paper through the embossing machine, die cutter, it does raise those areas a bit. Hello, Mary Lisa from Sherwood, Arkansas. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it's a good way to start your day. Oh, thank you. So I'm going to pop that back in, and I'm going to grab Smoky Slate and one of our blending brushes and just rub this over your dye. Now you will need to wipe your dye clean afterwards, but that's fine. And then, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. You'll be able to see certainly in the photos when I take them. Let me just see if I am in camera. Oh, thank you. That's very kind, Rachel. So, where's my mouse gone? I mean, I know where my mouse is. I just don't know where my mouse is. Yes, I am in camera. Good. So, I don't know if you can see just maybe. There's little, I've picked up the shadow. So I'm going to do that on the other clouds as well. As I say, you end up with a raised area anyway. This one's going to be a bit darker, only because I've got more ink on my brush. So that's a bit more of a stormy cloud, but it does mean you're probably going to be able to see it better. And then we can do the same with the small clouds. I'm trying to pick up the gap in the paper now. So let's hold it there. Brush my finger as well. So I need to remember that my finger is now covered in Smoky Slate ink. That's light. And let's do a dark one. You can see, good. Hello, Joanne from Canada, just waking up. Dare I say, sadly, I'm just waking up too, and it's 11:30. It's my turn to unlock our church, and it started yesterday. You do 2 weeks in a row, and I'm not yet in that sort of locking and unlocking the church mode. So I was having a very leisurely breakfast, getting myself sorted out, and suddenly I realised I hadn't unlocked the church, and it was supposed to have been open at 9:30, and it was past 9:30. So that's that one. So as I say, you need to just remember that those are smoky slated. So let's pop this together. We're just going to have a selection of clouds. I know it's a bit odd to have clouds in the middle of your sea, but hey, it's my card, and that's where I want my clouds. So there. So I'm just using a bit of seal. Oh, and while I remember, I have still got quite a few of my essential adhesive packs. They are available to purchase direct from me. I want to say £27 including postage, and that's for £24.50 of product, and you get them all in a lovely clear pouch, which has got some little shrinkies hanging off the edge as well. Right, some liquid adhesive to pop this in place. Like that. Okay, I'm going to pop these on dimensionals. I'm going to just decide where I want them. I do quite like having things going off the edge of the card. Yeah, I might just use 3 because you know me and odd numbers. So what I might do is have that one on dimensionals and these not. So I'm going to grab my tweezers. It works perfectly. Yeah, just go through the, I mean, if you've got a gap where you want the colour, let's use what we're given. Right, that's actually going to come down a bit because otherwise I've got this little trapped area here and I don't like trapped colour. That one coming off the top, and then I'm going to use small dimensionals, just a couple. 1, 2, and then we're going to do some blending with masking tape, well, paper. So just checking whether I've got any comments I haven't mentioned, and I'm okay for the moment. Do remember, if you're enjoying it, thumbs up's always welcome. So this one I'm going to pop there. And then I'm going to do Our Friendship is a Thing of Beauty. So I need a long block. So I've got my H block. Prisoner cell block H. Sorry, that was a bit left field. I had a scrap of, thank you very much. Is that going to fit? Yes, it is. And I'm going to stick with Pacific Point. Rachel, the stamp set and dies are in the annual catalogue, so you have plenty of time to get them. The paper and the foils, no, but the stamp set and dies, yes. Is it straight on the block? No, not quite. I need to go slightly crooked. By straight on the block, I meant straight on the stamp. That looks good to me. Ooh. So yes, plenty of time to get your hands on this stamp set and die. I'm thinking it's a bundle in the new catalogue. Someone who's got the new catalogue to hand, Rachel, might like to check that. And it's the Waves of Inspiration stamp set. But I'm thinking it's a bundle in the new catalogue. Right. Perfect. So let's use some of our edge to go on the back. Then a couple of the gems, and we will be good to go. We can start our next card, which is going to be blended. So I'm going to make a blended background, not using the paper. I'm going to use the paper for inspiration, but not actually use the paper. Now obviously I need to put liners in, certainly in here, but there's that. So those are 2 down, last one. I have pre-sliced and pre-stuck some masking paper. And as I say, that we're going to have masking paper in the new, yes, it is a bundle. Thank you, B. Hello, B. Didn't notice you were there. So we're having masking paper in the new catalogue. So I thought I would share some techniques with it now. I think that's all I need. Oh, actually, no, I wasn't going that way. Duh. I was going yellow and orangey red. Or indeed orange. Right, so colours in our paper that are yellow / orangey red. And it's a bundle. Excellent. Hello, Lorraine. Did I know you were there? Hello. So I'm going to pick Daffodil Delight and Petal Pink. So Daffodil Delight, Calypso Coral and Petal Pink. So I will need to get a pink one out, but Daffodil Delight, Calypso Coral and Petal Pink. So I need a pink. Have I got a pink? I don't think I've got a pink. Not a soft pink. That's white. Oh well, I'll just have to use pink. Right, so I think I want those. Right, okay, so we're going to go kind of sunsetty-ish. Well, sunrisey probably is a better description. So I'm thinking Calypso Coral at the bottom, then Daffodil Delight, and then Petal Pink. No, I'm going to go the other way around. Petal Pink and then Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to start with my Calypso Coral. So I've got seal everywhere. So Calypso Coral is this one. Eventually I'll get this piece of card where I want it. So just see what's happening by trying off the card and then come in. So I've gone in strips like a sunburst. Funny that. Now, I don't know if this is going to be in the right colour order for this look, but I'm kind of relaxed about that. Now, obviously that's shorter. I'm going to come up a bit more on the longer edges, but still blend it into that shorter edge. So that's our orange. Then we're going Petal Pink. Yeah, that's fine. So this is a lighter shade of basically the same colour. Calypso Coral and Petal Pink are very much that orange pink. And then Daffodil Delight. And then I will show you what it looks like. So that's my blending done. Hello, Barbara. So blending tick. Now time for the reveal. And there is our sunburst. Now I am going to trim a little and probably actually bring in some of the paper. In fact, I might even bring in 2 pieces of the paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch of each side, and the reason I'm doing this is multitudes of reasons actually, but A, I want it 1/4 of an inch smaller. but also it takes off this hard edge, because you get a hard edge when you blend. So if you start with a slightly larger piece of card than you want to finish, I don't know why I'm putting that away, it then means that you've got a softer edge. So let's go to the back here, which is where a lot of the... And there was me saying I wasn't going to use the papers, and of course I am. So I think we're going to use those two, which means that one is already... Yep. So that one I've already started, so I just need this one, or rather that one. Yep. And you can choose... I could actually just use one piece of paper. Why am I putting my trimmer away? I want to put the paper away. So you could actually just use one piece of paper and just choose this area, say, which is less intensely coloured, and then this area which is more intensely coloured. But I'm going to go with two pieces. I am, however, going to pick an intensely coloured area. But first of all, I'm going to trim it to 4 inches, because then the piece I've got left is a size that I can use for other things. So this I'm going to cut to, actually this I'm going to have at 5.5. So this is going to be at 3 3/4, but I want this piece to be left. And then this I'm going to cut at 3 7/8. Ooh, no, I'm not. I'm going to cut it at 3 7/8. In fact, I'm going to cut it at 5 5/8 first. The reason being that this is only 5.5 inches wide. Had I realised that, I would have done the other way round with my colours, but it's fine. So that... I did have a card base, there we are. Slightly odd selection of card base. It's Night of Navy, but I think it's going to give us a good contrast. And I do still need this because I need to do my score line. So it's scoring it about there. And then we can pop it together. Right, so that's where we're going. I'm going to use liquid adhesive because we're going to have lots of layers covering. So it's the smallest little bit of contrast between the two layers. Might have been better to go for one of the blues. But hey, we didn't. I didn't. And then this will go on there. And then I've got this little piece, which I'm thinking I might pop there with Happy Birthday, because it's the only sentiment that actually fits on the small thing. Small piece. Thing. Die cut. That's the word I'm looking for. And I'm going to go Night of Navy because that then brings the Night of Navy in from the back. And it will also make it stand out a bit better. This is really going to be a wish me luck. Yes! The excitement of it actually working. Right, and oh, I'm thinking, where is it? Where is it? We have got somewhere in the pile of rubbish that I call my ribbon rack. with things falling in every direction. Oh, is that what I want? No, it's not that one I want. It's... no, although that would work. Oh, that would work quite nicely, actually. Once upon a time, I had a ribbon that I'm now looking for, so I'm going to go for the other one that will work. Woo! And throw it on the floor. So I'm going to go with our petal. It's a fat petal pink, but it will scrunch nicely. I know, well, one could gut it, but I didn't. I could have gutted it and then you'd have had that bit in the middle, but I'm not sure that there would have been much use for the bit in the middle. And it's what paper is supposed to do. It's supposed to be put on nice projects. So yeah, that works. Don't need quite so much, but it does work. And then I have one more thing I want to do. And then we will be done. Actually, two more things I want to do, but hey. Yeah, no, maybe one. Right, so this will scrunch nicely onto the back, but I am going to give it a little helping hand with some small bits of Seal Plus, just to encourage it to actually stick down to the back like that, and then just manipulate that end like that, and then that will go there. I know this is loose still. Yep. Right. Okay, seal. The other thing I want to do, was one of two things I want to do, is to get that tiny little seagull, or bird, I don't know if it's a seagull, but it's a bird, and I'm going to use Night of Navy, because it is dark, and I'm just going to add a few seagulls. My thing just buzzed at me. Why did it buzz at me? Who knows? But it did. Right, so I'm then going to add this to the back with Seal Plus. Now you have to be careful when you're using Seal Plus on designer series paper, as we discovered last week when I ripped a whole lot off. So, I don't like things that are not obviously central, unless they are obviously not meant to be central. Does that make sense? Was that in anything approaching English? So if you want something to be central, for me, it has to be perfectly central. So I'm just sorting out the ribbon, which was twisted to one end. And trying to adhere that to my grid paper. So I'm going to deliberately offset my happy birthday so that it is obviously not meant to be in the middle. So if I had it there and it wasn't absolutely ping in the middle, that would really cause my brain to go into meltdown. But putting it right over to one side, I get a nice happy feeling. So let's pop that onto our grid paper, metaphorically draw the line, flip my end up, And then that is meant to be straight, but is looking remarkably not. Let's do it by eye, might be more successful, and it is. Right, so I'm going to encase my ribbon in Seal, or Seal Plus, so that it actually sticks properly to the card. You do sometimes have to encourage it to come off the runner, because it doesn't like sticking to ribbon particularly. Let's fold that so that we know which the front is, and that is the front, because it's slightly longer than the back. I could trim that off, I'm not going to bother. So that's that, and then we just need some of these, and I'm going to stick to some of the pale ones and just have a few dotted around. No, I do want to go there. There we go. So that, obviously using the paper as the background, is that. So let me bring in the cards, make sure we are in camera, and I'll bring them up so you can see them one at a time. Okay, so this is the one we've just done. So blended background. Probably should have gone for some of the blues rather than the yellows and peaches for the layers, but I'm happy with it. This was our first one, and this was the one in the middle. So there we go. 3 quite different from each other cards from the Waves of the Ocean collection. So if you've enjoyed that, do give it a thumbs up. Thank you. I have to say the masking paper is going to revolutionise crafting for me. I love, as you know, I like masking paper, and up until now I've had to source it from someone other than myself. Well, Lorna, if you're in love with the paper, you've got until either it sells out or the beginning of May to get some. As I say, I'll be launching my class using this collection later this week. So I'm going to do other cards. They're not going to be these designs of cards. There'll be other cards. And I will then post that to my mailing list first. So if you don't follow me, if you're not on my mailing list, I only send to the UK. But if you're on my mailing list and if you're not on my mailing list and would like to get the information on this, you can add yourself to my mailing list from my website, and there's a link to that below. And I will be releasing the instructions probably early June to anybody else and just sell them as instructions. Thank you, Mary Lisa. I'm sure that's Mary Lisa, accordion girl. You all confuse me with your different names. The paper is gorgeous, Lorraine, absolutely. So have a great day, everyone. Let me just flip the camera up so I can say goodbye properly. And so thank you very much indeed. As I say, if you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can do that in the bottom right-hand corner. Sharing is also caring. Nora likes the blues. They are stunning, and it's a paper that will go for male and female. It's brilliant. So have a fantastic day, and I will look forward to seeing some of you live at 3 o'clock UK time on Thursday afternoon. I will be sharing these probably later today on my website, because obviously we've got some top tips that we can share. So that will become my Top Tip Tuesday sort of post. So, yeah, thank you very much indeed. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye for now.